Okay, let's dive right in. We're going to break down a really powerful framework for not just surviving, but actually thriving in this new age of AI. Because let's be honest, with technology moving this fast, the real secret isn't about mastering every single new tool. It's about rewiring the way we think. So let's get into it.
And we're kicking things off with a huge, bold claim. I mean, just think about that for a second. We're not talking about a small, incremental change here. The argument is that the amount of wealth AI is poised to create in the next, say, 5 to 10 years will absolutely dwarf what the internet did over 2 or even 3 decades. That's the sheer scale of the shift we are living through right now.
So what that means is we are at a genuine pivot point in history. Just like the internet came along and reshaped basically everything, AI is doing it all over again, but frankly, at a speed that's almost hard to comprehend. And this creates this incredible landscape of opportunity for people who can figure out how to navigate it, and, well, massive disruption for those who can't. Which brings us to the absolute core of the problem. You might think the biggest hurdle is the technology itself, right? But it's not. The biggest barrier holding us back is us. It's our own mindset. So we have to start there. And to do that, we've got to understand why our brains are so naturally wired to resist change in the first place.
I mean, that really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? It feels like every single week there's some new breakthrough, some crazy new tool that completely changes the game. So the technology is obviously not the bottleneck here. No, the real friction, the thing that's really slowing us down, is just our own human nature.
And here's the why behind it. Our brains, at a fundamental level, are built for survival. And for most of human history, survival meant sticking to what was safe, known, and predictable. Change is risky. It takes energy. And our brain's default setting is to basically say, no thanks, I'm going to stick with the easy path where I know what's going to happen. So this resistance, it isn't some personal flaw. It's a built-in feature that we now have to learn to consciously override. And this quote just nails why that default setting is suddenly so dangerous. All the strategies, the skills, the habits that made you successful up to this point, they're quickly becoming obsolete. Relying on them now is kind of like trying to find your way around a brand new city using a map from 20 years ago. It's just not going to work. You have to accept that a new approach is non-negotiable.
So what is this new approach? Well, it all comes down to one word: adaptability. But let's be really clear about what that actually means. This isn't some passive trait you're either born with or you're not. Think of it like a muscle. It's something you have to actively train and build through conscious effort, so that eventually you start to get comfortable with the discomfort of constant change. Okay, so if adaptability is a muscle, how in the world do you train it? What's the workout plan? Well, the framework we're exploring breaks it all down into 5 very specific, trainable traits. This is your routine for building that muscle for change. So here they are, the big 5: foresight, resilience, curiosity, agility, and care. Each one of these targets a totally different aspect of how you respond to change. So let's break them down one by one. First up, you've got foresight. This is all about getting your head up and looking beyond what's right in front of you. It's about building a habit of asking questions like, okay, what's happening in other industries that might hit my field in the next few years? It's about trying to peek around the corner so you're not caught completely off guard when the world inevitably shifts. Number 2 is resilience. Now, this quote here might seem a little strange out of context, but it's all about your inner monologue, that voice in your head. The speaker gives this really personal example about how when his wife is being hard on herself, he'll literally step in and say, hey, don't talk about my wife that way. And the whole point is, we have got to learn to do that for ourselves. Resilience starts with how you defend your own mindset from that negative self-talk, especially when things get tough. Trait number 3 is curiosity. Look, most of us are really good at being implementers. You give us a plan, and we will execute it flawlessly. This trait is about shifting your identity to become an experimenter. It's not about making some tiny, safe tweak to something you already do. It's about having the courage to try something bold and completely new just to see what happens. All right, number 4, agility. In a world that's changing this fast, waiting until you have 100% of the data is basically a death sentence. You'll be left in the dust. Agility is about developing a bias for action. You use your foresight, you get just enough information to make a decent call, and then you go. You make the decision and you move, instead of getting trapped in that dreaded analysis paralysis. And the final trait, number 5, is care. And this is positioned as a leadership quality that goes way beyond just, being empathetic. It's not enough to just say, oh, I understand how you feel.
True care is about taking active responsibility for helping other people grow. It's like being a good gardener. You make sure your team has the right environment, the right nutrients, the right sunlight they need to absolutely thrive. Okay, so once you start working on that adaptable mindset, you're ready to bring in the technology. Because here's the secret. AI is not here to replace you. It's here to be your ultimate force multiplier. It's here to turn your human skills into an actual superpower. I mean, just look at this example. It is absolutely staggering. A digital lab that used to need a team of 40 people, designers, strategists, coders, the whole shebang to build an app, can now basically be run by just 3 people using AI tools. That's the power we're talking about. This isn't just making you a little bit faster, it is fundamentally changing the entire game.
So this is the most crucial mindset shift of all. You have to stop thinking of AI as a competitor coming for your job. Think of it as a tool, as leverage. It takes what you are already good at, your unique knowledge, your experience, your creativity, and it amplifies it by 100. It's the ultimate superpower.
And if you're wondering where to start, here are a few types of tools to get you going. For brainstorming and just creating stuff, you've got your large language models like ChatGPT and Gemini. For doing deep, accurate research, you've got tools like Perplexity. And to actually build things without knowing a lick of code, there are incredible no-code platforms out there like Replit and Lovable. And that brings us to our final and honestly most important section. In a world where everyone has access to these incredible AI tools, where everyone suddenly has a superpower, how do you stand out? What's your unfair advantage?
The single biggest mistake you can make is using AI passively. It's when you just ask it to write me an email or give me 10 ideas, and then you just copy and paste the result. That's not using AI. That's outsourcing your thinking. And it leads to generic, soulless stuff that, frankly, everyone can spot a mile away. The key is to treat AI like a thinking partner, not a replacement for your own brain.
And this right here is the ultimate takeaway. Your real, durable advantage in this new world is your unique human perspective. It's your weird experiences, your specific voice, your creativity. That's your personal DNA. And AI can't replicate that. The winning formula, the thing that makes you irreplaceable, is combining your unique human insight with AI to amplify it, to scale it, and to bring it to life faster and better than ever before. So we're going to end on this question for you to think about. The playing field is being leveled. Pretty soon, everyone is going to have access to these incredibly powerful tools. So the question isn't if you'll use AI anymore, it's how. How will you choose to combine your unique human spark with this amazing technology to create something that nobody else can?